on a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere. I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run."
Chapter 29. The Treasure, the Creature, and the Thing. As Raisha rested, Belfin and Phileas searched among the rocks, after having found a narrow place where they could jump across the river fairly easily. The room actually smelled pretty bad, mostly due to the trolls, but also because they found some dead bodies behind some of the rocks. Belfin: "Guys, there's some dead bodies over here, and they've been partially eaten. They've got another fish over here too, but it's dead. It's about 3 feet long, and it's a gar." Phileas came over to see it. "Oh wow, look at its crazy mouth full of teeth. The dead bodies are 4 humans, 2 dwarfs, an elf, and a halfling. They've got some gear, so I'm going to cast detect magic." Nothing was magical, so they didn't bother with any of it. But they found a total of 9 gold coins, 44 silver coins, and 72 copper coins. And the halfling had 3 small blue gems in his small belt pouch, along with another dragon card. The name of the dragon on this card was Colchis. Phileas: "There's another dragon card over here. Anyone ever hear of a dragon named Colchis? Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, not that it matters, but has anyone ever heard of it before?" But no one had. There was a medallion in the belt pouch too, and the card fit inside it. So Belfin put the card in the medallion and put the medallion in his small belt pouch. Where the trolls were fishing, there was a small fishing net, but they saw no reason to carry them, so they left them. Belfin: "I'd like to leave this room, 'cause it smells in here. But I guess we have to wait until Raisha can walk, yes?" Latia: "Yes. Hopefully she'll be able to walk in about 8 hours or so." After about 8 hours, Raisha felt she could travel, and since the smell was only getting worse, Phileas rolled his 8-sided die, and it came up a 4. "The die says we should go through the purple portal next, so let's go." Shinfia: "So we're just going to keep putting our fate in the hands of a die roll, yes?" Jack: "Why not? This way we won't feel bad if we choose which portal to go through next and it ends up being really bad." Shinfia: "So if it does end up being really bad, then what? I'd say the last die roll wasn't all that good. Glad there's 11 of us." Nightwind: "If the next room is bad, we'll discuss it some more. Let's go." They walked through the purple portal and came to another empty room, so they walked back through it and came to yet another empty room. Shinfia: "So go through the purple portal again or roll again?" Phileas: "I say roll again." They all gathered around and watched as Phileas rolled his die again. This time it came up a 7. "Okay, we're going through the blue portal then, yes?" Raisha: "I'm just glad it didn't come up red. Before we keep going though, would it be okay if I hugged all of you? I don't know what else to do other than to say how sorry I am for trying to kill Latia." Latia hugged her, and then everyone else did as well. All is forgiven, Raisha, so don't worry. Raisha, thank you. I promise all of you that I won't attack any of you ever again. Nightwind.
Good. I believe you, Raisha. I can see in your eyes that you're really mad at yourself and feel horrible. That's all I needed to see. Glad you feel awful about yourself. I would too, if I were you. But guess what?
She looked at Nightwind curiously.
You're a member of this party now, so let's continue adventuring and find Shayla's armor and get out of this crazy place.
Belfin. After this, we have to go to the Wizard's Tower, but we first need to find a magical boat, apparently. So I have a feeling we're going to be in this crazy place a little while longer.
Nightwind. All the more reason to get going. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to continue adventuring with us, Raisha?
Raisha smiled, walked up to Nightwind, bent down and hugged him. Yes, I am, Nightwind. Thank you for talking to me like that. Let's go. Nightwind just smiled, and they all walked through the blue portal. Bale had a pair of 8s. I'll take 3 cards, please. Thanks again, Sheila, for turning my paws into hands so I could play some poker with all of you. Sheila, you're welcome. I'll just hold this ace, so I'll take 4. Weejass, she's letting us know she has an ace. That or she's lying. 4 to Sheila. So, dear, what are you doing? Naribo, 2 for me. Weejass, so he's got 3 of a kind. Figures. Well, I'll take 3, since I have a pair of 3s. Bale, so you obviously don't have a pair of 3s, right? And you're just trying to fool us. Weejass, very clever, Bale. Someone give this dog a bone. Bale growled at Weejass, who just smiled. He now had 3 8s, but he figured Naribo had 3 of a kind as well, so he wasn't sure what to do now. I'll bet 2 gold coins. Sheila, oh, big spender. Watch out. I fold. See, I really did have an ace. Naribo, I'll see your 2 gold coins and raise you 2 more. Weejass, I fold. Bale, so it's down to just the 2 of us, huh? Me against the god of gambling. Why do I not like those odds? But I like my hand and I'm feeling lucky. So I'll see your 2 gold coins and call. What do you have? Naribo laid down 3 7s, and Bale started to smile. Well, I kept these 3 7s here. And then I drew 1 more. Bale, not smiling now. So do you just win because you're the god of gambling? Or was it just dumb luck that I had 3 8s and would have won, but you somehow drew a 4th 7? Naribo, both are true, my good friend. Both are true. Bale, good friend? I'd hardly call us good friends. At this point, we're acquaintances. Naribo, well, I'd like to be your good friend, Bale. So how about we keep playing and see if my luck continues? Bale, we're playing 4-card draw, and I had 3 8s, but I lost to the god of gambling who somehow drew 4 7s. That has to be luck, yes? Naribo, well, I'll just say this. Gambling is all about remaining calm, yet confident, and not overthinking things. People often think too much when they gamble. The key is to just relax and let the game come to you organically. He then smiled. Oh, and being really skilled at poker helps a ton, too. Bale, not smiling, looked over at Sheila. You still don't feel like playing some more Forestera's Fate? Sheila just smiled. The party came into yet another huge room, but sitting in the middle of the room was a large metal chest, which was about 4 feet long, 3 feet high, and 3 feet deep. They couldn't see a ceiling, as there was only darkness, about 20 feet above them. Jack: "Okay, hold on. Let me cast continual light." Jack cast his spell, but the darkness remained, which greatly confused him, along with everyone else. "How could the light from my spell not penetrate the darkness?" Lightmane: "Perhaps the darkness is magical too." Jack: "But wouldn't my magical light dispel the magical darkness?" Phileas: "One would think so, but that didn't happen. So how about a couple of you watch the darkness above us while Belfin and I examine the metal chest?" Lightmane: "I'm watching the darkness. Go ahead." Tenth: "A large metal chest sitting in the middle of an otherwise empty room with only darkness above us. If this isn't a trap of some kind, I'll be shocked." As Belfin and Phileas approached the chest, Lightmane called out, "Get back, quickly!" Everyone looked up, while also trying to back up quickly, but couldn't believe what they saw, for descending out of the darkness were 3 giant zombies that stood around 12 feet tall. Raisha and Tenneth both tried to turn them, while Shinfia pulled her sword, which was glowing a deep, dark blue glow. Latia started casting Sunscorch, while Dalma cast her Earthbow spell. Jilgrath decided to try to fight one, while Nightwind moved to fight a different one. Lightmane and Jack cast Magic Missile, while Phileas and Belfin both tried to get behind them before they reached the floor. Shinfia fought alongside Nightwind and swung her sword, which cut into the giant zombie, and it let out a wail. Nightwind hit it with his battle axe, and Jilgrath hit the other one with his sword, while 3 magic missiles flew into the one on Shinfia, as they were trying to concentrate all of their attacks on one of them, hoping to take one down as quickly as possible, especially since they had no idea what kind of zombies they were, other than they were 12 feet tall, which greatly frightened them. Belfin and Phileas, though, both hit the one on Jilgrath, but when Tenneth failed to turn any of them, and Raisha only turned the one that was on Jilgrath, they all moved to help everybody else. The giant zombie attacked Shinfia, and its arms slammed into her and knocked her across the room. She crashed into the floor, but rolled and quickly got back up and came at it again. Meanwhile, the other zombie attacked Jilgrath, and its arm also smashed into him and knocked him across the room too. Latia's Sunscorch spell hit the one that was already damaged, but it didn't fall. Raisha kept her concentration on the one she turned, but was shocked that she was only able to turn one of them. Obviously, these zombies were way more powerful than the typical zombie, but she thought she would have easily turned all 3 of them. Dalma's Earthbow fired its arrow and hit it, while she also fired an arrow from her bow and hit it as well. Lightmane swung his sword and hit it again, and Nightwind hit it too, but it still didn't fall. Latia attacked it, and her sword cut into it, and Belfin and Phileas both hit it again, while Tenneth's mace hit it, and Jack hit it with 2 magic missiles again, and still it didn't fall. This time, the giant zombie's arms smashed into Lightmane, and the other one smashed into Latia, and they both went flying across the room and crashed into the ground. Shinfia was quickly on it again, though, and her sword cut into it again, as Dalma fired another arrow, as did her Earthbow, and both arrows flew into it, and finally the giant zombie fell to the ground as Phileas and Belfin barely avoided having it land on them. With just 1 zombie left attacking them, Jack decided to just throw one of his daggers, but it glanced off it. With so many trying to attack it with their melee weapons, Lightmane and Latia both pulled forth their bows and fired. They all greatly damaged it, but it attacked Shinfia, and once again she went flying across the room and crashed to the floor. But this time she didn't get up. She was still conscious, but her sword arm was broken, and one of her legs was in a lot of pain. They all greatly damaged it again, while Raisha continued to hold the other one at bay. But this time it hit Jilgrath with its other arm, and he went flying and crashed into the ground and was very slow to get up, as he too was now badly injured. Lightmane grabbed Shinfia's sword and attacked, along with everyone else. The sword ripped into it, and the others' attacks all hit it too, and finally it came crashing down next to the other one. Raisha, don't attack it. If you do, it will turn and attack us back. It's too powerful. I say pick up the chest, and let's get out of here. Latia, let's go to the magical lake. Shinfia, let's go to the magical lake. Blue, any blue. Hopefully it will heal my arm and leg, and everyone else's wounds too. Lightmane went over and picked up Shinfia, and Latia and Jack helped Jilgrath to walk, while Tenneth and Nightwind picked up the chest, and they all walked through the blue portal. Weejas, Forestera's Fate? What's that? Bale, it's a game that Yolo created, and it's a lot of fun. Looking at Sheila now. But I guess you're still not sure if you want to play it anymore, yes? Sheila, oh, I want to. It's just that I'm still a bit freaked out by all that happened. Maybe in a couple weeks, I'll be willing to try playing it again. Maybe. Weejas, all that happened? How do you play? Bale, well, you pretend to be a character similar to people who live in Forestera above, and you go adventuring. That is, the character that you play goes adventuring. Weejas, goes adventuring? So we pretend we're adventurers. How do you win this game? Bale, you don't. There are no winners or losers. Weejas, there are no winners or losers? What? How long does it take to play this game? Bale, the game never actually ends. You play it for as long as you want to, and then we play again, when we can all get together again to play some more. Weejas, looking at Naribo, I am so confused right now. Naribo, you're confused? I have no clue what he's talking about. A game that you can't win or lose at, and it never ends? That's not a game. It sounds kind of like life. Bale, almost laughing now. It sounds kind of like life? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, pretty much. Like life. Naribo, well then, I think I'll pass. Sheila, I was going to try to get you to play strip poker again, but the thought of watching a half-dog creature remove its clothes is just not something that interests me. Bale, well, thank the gods for that. Jack, I was going to say, how about we try to open the chest here, but seeing how much pain you two are in, I guess we should do that later. Should we try leaving it here, or should we take it to the magical lake? Tenneth, I think we should bring it with us. What if the room is empty when we return? Or what if it's a different room when we return? Jack, good points. Let's go. They all walked through the blue portal 2 more times, and once again they were on the sandy beach by the very large lake, and now the portals stayed up, just as Tina told them they would. Latia called out, Tina, are you here? Shana Nesha, Sheena, is anyone here? But there was no answer. Let's just go into the water and see if it heals us after we take off our gear and stuff. Belfin, I wonder if we need to toss in 5 platinum coins again. Shinfia, oh, I hope not. I'm in so much pain right now. Please, guys, help me into the water. Dalma and Latia now helped Shinfia, and Raisha and Lightmane helped Jilgrath. But as soon as they were waist deep in the water, the magical lake somehow revealed to the ones who were injured that they'd need to toss in 5 platinum coins in order to be healed. Just as they were about to toss in the coins, though, green fairies were all around them and started playing music and dancing and singing. They laid Shinfia and Jilgrath in the water, and they just sat there, while everyone else started singing and dancing, and Shinfia and Jilgrath started singing too. A few moments later, and the fairies dropped some platinum coins into the lake while they continued to dance and sing and play their instruments, and immediately the water started to slowly heal their injuries. Some of the fairies danced on the water, and it looked magical, and everyone was filled with laughter and joy. About an hour later, the fairies all said goodbye and flew away, and they all walked out of the magical lake feeling cleansed again and fully healed in every way. Shenfia: oh my goodness, guys, they provided the payment for us. We are so lucky. I was hoping they would for me, since we're all one with the forest now, but I didn't think they'd help Jilgrath. I guess your being with us was all that mattered. Jilgrath: what happened? One moment I was laying in the water in great pain, and the next thing I realize, I'm dancing around and singing. Raisha: yes, what was all that? And what were those fairy creatures? The party told them all that happened to them when they were here, and Jilgrath and Raisha just sat and listened and were amazed. Raisha: well, now I want to meet all these creatures. Can we? Latia: maybe, but I think we need to get going right now. Maybe we can come back here soon, though. But I think we should walk through a portal to an empty room and then open the chest, after Phileas and Belfin check it for traps and stuff. Phileas: well, we just carried it here, so hopefully that means it's not trapped. There still could be a trap in the lock, though, so yeah, let's walk through a portal and then we'll check it. Want me to roll the die again? Jack: sure. I have no idea if there's a color that we should go through, so yeah, just roll the die again, and let's see where fate tells us to go. Phileas rolled a 7. Okay, we're going through the blue portal, so if I roll a 7 again, I'll just re-roll it. Lightmane: why? If we're letting the die roll determine our fate, then if it comes up 7 again, I think that means we should go through the blue portal again. Phileas: and come back here again? Lightmane: yes. Maybe it will send us somewhere else, or maybe there's something here that we need to do, or find, or something. Phileas, thinking about it: okay, I guess that makes sense, but let's examine the chest after we go through the portal now. I'll roll the die again later. Nightwind:
sounds good. Let's go.
They walked through the blue portal, came to another empty room, and they set the chest down, and Phileas and Belfin checked for traps, but found none. Belfin: okay, here goes nothing. Belfin opened the chest. Inside, he saw the following items: a very interesting-looking black box, along with a book, a wand, a staff, 10 scrolls, 10 potions, a short sword, a medallion, and a piece of black cloth that was in the shape of a circle. Those items all sat on top of thousands of silver, gold, and platinum coins. Seeing so much treasure greatly excited the halfling, but he reached in and took out the black box and set it on the ground. Phileas: whoa, Belfin, don't you think you should be more careful with all this stuff? I mean, what if something is cursed? Jack: maybe that's why he took it out right away, because it's cursed? Belfin: oh, I sure hope that's not the case. I mean, look at it. Have you ever seen such an interesting-looking black box in your life before? Also, guys, it looks like there's thousands of silver, gold, and platinum coins in here, too. He then told everyone all the other items that he saw in the chest, which obviously got everyone very excited. Jack: wow, that's quite a variety of treasure items. But why are you so interested in that black box? I mean, it's a black box. All of a sudden, there was a knocking sound that seemed to come from within the box. Jack: and just like that, the box just got interesting. Belfin noticed that there was a strap that held it closed, so he went to move the strap. Phileas tried to stop him, but he didn't react quick enough. All of a sudden, the lid of the box opened up, and inside was a hand with part of an arm. The arm just seemed to disappear into the box. Everyone took a couple of steps back, frightened by the sight of a hand and an arm that wasn't attached to a body, but was somehow moving. The hand then waved, and then reached back into the box and pulled out a small bell. It then rang the bell, which made a nice, delicate ringing sound. All of a sudden, an 8-foot-tall creature that kind of looked like a giant human appeared out of nowhere. He was dressed in black and was kind of creepy looking. He just stood there and stared at all of them, but then spoke.
You rang.
At the sound of his voice, everyone started backing away in horror.